Okay guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Dan, and of course you are tuning into Collector's Digest. So, this is going to be my top 10 figures of 2019. Are they all going to be in numerical order? Meaning number 1 would be like my most favorite, 10 would be my 10th favorite, 9 would be my 9th. I don't know. Really, I just want to show you 10 dope figures that I picked up this year that made my list. My favorite figures. Yeah, I think let's do that. So anyways, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe below. I have a couple I got one giveaway going on right now until Saturday. So it's for a Michael Myers head sculpt if you're into that type of thing. But anyways, whatever. Let's go ahead. Let's get started with today's video. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's go. Let me just reiterate that it doesn't matter what figure comes in at what spot. It doesn't necessarily mean I like it more or less than the other. So coming in at number 10, this is my quarter scale Darth Vader from Hot Toys. This was highly anticipated by myself. It came with an amazing head sculpt of Darth Vader. Dude, I mean, the possibilities for displaying this guy is kind of endless. I do need to get him into a DTOF. He's quite dusty. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen this in person or you're a Hot Toys collector and you haven't yet picked this guy up, I would definitely put it on your priority list. I mean, if you like Star Wars, this is almost a must. Yeah, it's a must-have. It is, from the base to the tailoring with the cape and the accessories, all his little gadgets on his belt, chest, to the lightsaber. Dude, this thing all around is just, it's breathtaking, and it's a piece that when friends and family walk into my office, it stops them dead in their tracks. You know, it's just, yeah, it's a showstopper, man. You stunting with this one. So at the number 9 spot, guys, I have this beauty right here. Now, this is the Hot Toys quarter scale Heath Ledger Joker. This released this year. It was supposed to release in 2018. It got delayed a bunch of times. There was issues with it. But overall, man, I really enjoyed this release. I'm so happy that I have this. I actually sold my 1/6 scale Joker to get this. My 1/6 scale was a custom kit bash that I put together, and I rooted the hair on the head sculpt and added my little paint detailing with it and everything, and it was dope. It really was. But I wanted something directly from Hot Toys because I really do think that they do an amazing job, and this was no exception. It came with an extra head sculpt if you got the exclusive that has half the paint missing, and it reveals, you know, Heath Ledger's face. A lot of people were not, impressed with that head sculpt. Me, I was, man. I don't feel the need to do anything to this figure. I did change the coat to the Enter Bay quarter scale coat because I feel like it's a little more movie accurate, and I did do a video on that as well. But overall, man, this is just a dope release. I'll pick up the camera real quick to show you like the base that it came on. People were not happy about that either, but overall, this guy's just, dude, he looks amazing in the DTOF on display, and I'm just super stoked that I got him. So at the number 9 spot is the Hot Toys quarter scale Heath Ledger Joker from the Dark Knight. At my number 8 spot, and see, this is what I'm talking about right here. This figure right here could easily be my number 1 favorite figure that I picked up this year from 2019, period. This is the 1/4 quarter scale NECA Michael Myers from Halloween 2018. Now, obviously, you guys know I had my sculpt customized by Yandu, but I mean, dude, look at him. Look at him. He looks amazing. The articulation on this guy is amazing. You can get him in every single pose that you can pose with the 7-inch figure of this, the NECA Ultimate Michael Myers from the 2018 movie. This was a hot release, man. And dude, this guy, he's on my desk, and the presence on him is amazing. I can't wait to get him into a DTOF because I know that it'll look better, and I want to do my little Michael Myers Shrine DTOF style display, you know. But yeah, I love this guy, and this is by far top release of 2019 for me. Okay, guys, at my number 7 spot is the Mezco 112 Collective Jim Gordon figure. Now, I believe this was a SDCC 2019 release. It wasn't exclusive, I know that much. I missed the pre-order on this. I was at work. I know that he was up for quite a while, and I was kicking myself. I ended up paying, you know, resale prices for this, but I'm not at all disappointed. You know, I wish he would have came with double jointed elbows. You know, I mean, especially he's got the trench coat. You know, he's got the walkie that clips with the magnetic feature up by his collar there. Like, this was just a dope ass figure, and I'm not even gonna lie. Like, obviously, I'm a huge Batman fan. You know, like that's my day one right there. So strictly for that fact, I wanted this figure. But that little radio having a magnet that clips to the side of his vest right there, dude. That I didn't care how much I had to pay for this guy. I had to have him. So this, if you're a Batman fan, and you like 6-inch figures, 1/12 scale figures, dude, this is a must-have. So coming in at my 7th spot, again, the Mezco 112 Collective, Jim Gordon. All right, guys, coming in at the 6th spot for me, this is the Mezco 112 Collective Blade figure. Now, earlier in the year, you know, there was a huge, everybody wanted that exclusive Toy Fair blade, and that thing was dope. I wanted it as well, but I'm not going to spend that type of money on it that people want for it. But it definitely was dope, and I was kind of surprised that they didn't release it after the fact. I feel like they still should, because you get a different look of blade. But with this, man, this was more true to the comics for me, and for the movie as well, in a way. I don't know, man. I like this release a lot more. And I'm not just saying that because it's obtainable. You know, if I like the other one more, I would definitely tell you. I'm not the type to get salty because I can't get an action figure. You know, it is what it is. But this release was definitely dope. I love the articulation scheme on him, the pants, the belt, how everything integrates with each other. I love how the sword on the back has that magnetic feature. It just, man, it just feels like Blade. And I could have got the Marvel Legend Blade and I passed on it, and then I kind of regretted it. And I'm happy that I passed on that, because this figure right here, man, I just love it. It's great for action figure photography. The head sculpts look amazing. You get and that's another thing. Like, Mezco always includes a bunch of extras of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think you'd get a bunch of extras of. But like, you got 6 pairs of glasses. They're all the same, but you get 6 pairs. You know, they make sure that you got some backups. Kind of like with Popeye and his pipe. Just really dope. So yeah, coming in at the 6th spot is the Mezco 112 Collective Blade figure. I love this guys. At the number 5 spot, I don't even care. I'm grouping this whole line together. Yeah, it's supposed to be like one figure, but I'm just grouping this whole line because I feel that it's deserved. And yeah, I mean, I'm just grouping the whole line. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. But for those of you that are reasonable, open-minded, I'm sure you understand. So my number 5 spot is the NECA Cartoon Turtle line. Okay, now I originally got the original ones that they put out into stores with the other paint scheme on them. They had the different paint application, you know. This is more for like the cartoon paint scheme of the turtles. But I regret selling the original ones I had. But I did just hear that Shredder and who else? Shredder and Krang will be a 2-pack going to Target stores very shortly. So I'm happy that I'll be able to get that Shredder again, because he's going for a lot of money on eBay. But anyways, these whole cartoon turtles, man, amazing release from NECA. We just got Bebop and Rocksteady. I love the foot soldiers in this line as well. I definitely want to army build those. But yeah, I mean, and the articulation is pretty damn good with these guys. Not only that, we did get a shit ton of accessories with them, and that's really all you can ask for. A good figure with decent articulation, enough to do the poses that you need to do for action figure photography, and accessories. You know, NECA really hit the mark on accessories with these. So yeah, that's really all I have to say, man. I love these guys. I love this whole set. All of them. They're all great. And if I had Shredder and Krang still, you'd see them in there. If I had the original release of the Turtles that they put out before these, you'd see these in the shot as well. But unfortunately, I sold those, and that's just a mistake I'll have to live with. So my number 5 spot is the whole NECA Cartoon TMNT Target exclusive line. 2-packs, whatever. Yeah, love these. Alright guys, so for my number 4 spot, the Pink Skulls Chaos Club, Rumble Society, Mezco 112 Collective figures. Now yes, these figures were a straight rip from the Street Gomez. And we'll get to Gomez in a little bit here. But listen, man, these guys came with so much accessories. Dude, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. Something that is different. Now, I hear that 3A does a little bit different style of action figures and just something different other than just the same superhero stuff that we are constantly getting. But man, I just love what Mezco did here. You know, I love I love the fandom that they're creating with their own mascot and characters that they create. And these guys are so much fun. They're on a great body. They have great articulation. They look amazing. You know, they have that. I grew up an '80s baby. You know what I mean? So Convert, the old Chucks, yo, like that's an iconic look from my childhood, my era, man. And I just the head sculpts, these cartoon looking head sculpts, the second head sculpts that they include, you know, the ones on them right now, these are just fire, dude. I can't say enough great things about these. Like, there's nothing that I don't like about them. Even though they ripped off, you know, it's basically the same figure as Street Gomez. I don't care. I love that figure. And these are no exception, man. The bomber jackets they came with, the detail on them. I mean, if you look on the inside of these, it's oh my God, I can't even talk, dude. It looks exactly like a bomber jacket. You know what I mean? Like, I just love these figures. So yeah, my number 4 spot, Pink Skull's Chaos Club, Mezco 112 collective figures. And these were what, a Designer Con exclusive? I hit these on a wait list. And I gotta say, man, I was happy when I got that email. Man, anybody knows me knows that I'm infatuated with Batman. I mean, Batman and Michael Myers is my thing. You know, I grew up with the animated series, but let me just say this. This release right here, the Mezco PX Preview Sovereign Knight Batman, this thing's straight fire. The color scheme, you know, I love the colorway on this. It's that classic Batman look. Oh my God, the articulation scheme. I loved how they replaced a lot of the look of the Sovereign Knight with like the leather armor plating. I guess that's what you would call it. It just looked a lot different, and this is more of the style. You know, this reminded me a lot of the Ascending Knight, the material that they used. And I just really love this figure so much. So yeah, coming in at the number 3 spot. I mean, this guy, dude, you got the Bat Drone with him. Of course, you got that with the regular Sovereign Knight release. But it's really just the color scheme on this, you know? The colorways are amazing. It's that classic Batman look. And any Batman fan can appreciate this figure. I love the way that the cape drapes. Everything. And it just makes me that much more excited for upcoming releases from Mezco as far as Batman. You know, I think Mezco does a great job with their interpretation of Batman, and I can't wait for that Supreme Knight. I can't wait for the 89 to come out. I mean, Mezco, you're doing a great job. I just wish you would do a Nightwing or a Robin. That's not about this. This is about my number 3 spot. Now, my number 3 spot is the PX Preview Sovereign Knight Batman from Mezco. Love this guy. All right, guys, my number 2 spot. Here we go, man. This is the Mafex comic version Spider-Man. Yo, I love this figure. I originally got it, and then at some point in the year I decided, you know what? Screw action figure photography. You know, I was getting frustrated with it because my shots weren't I just wasn't putting forth the effort. You know, I didn't quite understand how to make scenes and set build, if you will. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to go the statue and the Hot Toys route. I'm going to just call it a day with the 6-inch figures, the 112 scale stuff. And I sold this guy for $30 in an auction. You can see it. It's still on my channel. I did a huge auction. And yeah, I instantly regretted it. So I had to go back and get this guy. Listen, this figure is so much fun. I had so much fun doing shots with this guy. I love the articulation scheme. I made custom webbing for him out of the action figure packaging twist ties. I just can't say enough about this. To me, this is the definitive Spider-Man 6-inch figure. Now, I've had quite a few, especially when I was collecting Marvel Legends, and none of them compared to this. I love this figure so much. So coming in at number 2, for sure, man, this figure is so dope. It's the Mafex comic version Spider-Man. All right, guys, and at my number 1 spot, that's right, dude. That's right. And again, like I said, man, just because one figure's at one spot doesn't necessarily mean it's my, you know, it's behind any other figure that might be higher on the list. This is just the way I'm doing it. But this guy had to be at number 1. Okay? And yeah, this is probably my favorite figure of the year because it spawned so much dopeness from Mezco. And this is really what made me fall in love with Mezco and what they're doing. When I seen this at Toy Fair 2019, I mean, Dude, a figure that had the middle finger, like, the middle finger, oh my gosh, just so dope. Like, this is just a figure that I think everybody needed. The action figure community needed. It's something different. It's not the same old thing. And yes, it's a company mascot, but it's just so dope. It's a figure that can work for multiple different scenarios. I mean, you can do action figure photography so many different ways with this guy. He had the classic Chucks on, you know what I mean? He's a little agent with all his little weapons, a little boombox briefcase. Like, dude, there's just so much about this figure that's so dope. And yeah, there's other Gomez's that I think might be a little better than this one, like the Lone Roach that I just picked up, or the Stealth Ops. I mean, even the street version, I think, is a step above this initial release. But just because it's the OG and it's what really made me fall in love with this idea, this concept, I had to put him in front of those and put this one on the list. So yeah, this is the Mezco 112 Collective Toy Fair exclusive Agent Edition Gomez. I love this figure so much. So at my number one spot, man, it's the Agent Edition Mezco 112 Collective Gomez. So dope. And before we get into honorable mentions, I had to do this little bonus round here. We have the Hot Toys. This is from the PS4 Spider-Man game, Scarlet Spider-Man. Yo, whoo! I looked back in the middle of shooting my top 10 list, and I was like, how did I not think about him? How did I skip over that? Now, granted, I didn't want to take any of the other figures off the list, so I just had to do a little bonus round. But make no exception, dude, this figure is a beast. I love this guy. Before I really got into Spider-Man, I always admired this suit. And then when Homecoming came out and they showed the homemade suit, I always thought about this guy because it was kind of like a homemade suit, whatever. So yeah, this year really sparked my interest and my love for Spider-Man. Other than that, like, really before that, it was just Batman for me. But when I started reading more comics this year and really getting into the groove of things, Spider-Man is definitely hands down one of my favorite superheroes. And Ben Reilly here, he's no exception. Like, he's a beast. I love this character. I love this figure. And yeah, happy to end the list with this guy, the Hot Toys PS4 Scarlet Spider-Man. Okay guys, so for honorable mentions, listen, I think these turtles, they released in 2018 as a SDCC exclusive, right? I know that the singles released towards the end or beginning of 2019 at GameStop, but for the most part, those turtles released in 2018. Now, this pack was definitely an SDCC 2019 exclusive. The only thing is, man, my shredder came fucked up, and that really tainted my outlook on this set. But make no exception, man, these figures are dope. These foot soldiers, I can't wait to get more of them and do a lot of action figure photography. I'm waiting for the GameStop releases to hit so I can get a replacement shredder and I can finally start photographing these guys because they're so dope. And Splinter's dope as well. He looks amazing. This whole set, for sure, it was definitely one of my favorites in 2019. We're going to say, well, you're such a Michael Myers fan. How come the Halloween 2 figure or the 2018 Myers wasn't on your list? Man, here's the thing. I showed the quarter scale, and I didn't want to have two of the same figure on the same list. You know, one is just a different scale. As far as the Halloween 2 figure, yeah, you're right. Just, if I'm being honest, the other figures on the list, I had more fun with. I enjoyed them more. So definitely another top figures to release in 2019. Definitely some more figures here. The Mezco 112 Collective Jason. The Mezco 112 Collective Punisher. Netflix Punisher. Dude, for sure. Popeye would have been on the list, but he released in 2018, did he not? I'm pretty sure he did. If he didn't, then I regret. I feel stupid. So I guess you let me know in the comment section below. Obviously, all the Gomez's. I believe Old Man Logan, he released in 2018. And then, Old Dirty Road Logan here. Yeah, for sure. One of my favorite releases. Oh, dude, this Black Spidey. But again, just he didn't quite top other figures on the list for me. We had Darkseid, his articulation scheme just, man, it just wasn't enough. John Stewart, dude, definitely a runner-up, one of my favorite figures of 2019. I love this guy so much. And then we had the Clown Prince of Crime Joker. I just wish he had double jointed elbows, man. That's the only thing that this guy was missing. If he would have had that, he definitely would have been a top contender, but that was kind of holding him back a little bit. And Deathstroke from the Arkham series, definitely another one, and as well as Wolf Predator. I'd love to have more Predators, but again, I just had to put other ones before. So that's my list for 2019 of my favorite figures. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there. Until next time, peace.